Olympians in Rio 2016.
Here's the start list for the final of the women's 800 metres. Off they go. Semenya making a statement of intent in the first few metres. Gets up alongside Wambui. Josvik doesn't want to be as far back as she was in the semis. She's only got Grace behind her at the moment. No one really interested in leading here. Nian Saba is looking for Semenya to come through on her inside. Mel Bishop is trapped a little deep at the moment. Lindsay Sharp's off the track. Arza Marsova is off the track. Semenya is being very patient though. Mel Bishop also running a patient race. And now they've got Arza Marsova between them, and Wambui gets to the outside. So Semenya is going to have to peel off the back of Nian Saba shortly. She does that now. She's normally got a devastating kick when she goes, and go she does. And she goes from 2 metres behind to 2 metres in front of the top of the lane. Semenya running for gold now in front of Nian Saba and Bishop and Wambui, but she's left the others in her wake. And Caster Semenya is going to do what most people thought she would do in the 800, and she runs away and wins it brilliantly. In second placing Nian Saba, the bronze goes to Wambui in front of Bishop. Then Josvik, Sharp, Grace and Arza Marsova finished at the tail of the field. She has destroyed them in the last 200 metres. Caster Semenya, silver medalist in London 4 years ago. And there will be hundreds, if not thousands of articles written about this very win. And that was the way that a lot of people thought she would become the Olympic champion.
Powerade, fueling Olympians in Rio 2016.
And this is the lady that we are celebrating this morning, Caster Semenya. She's had the most brilliant season this year, setting personal bests in the 400 metres, the 800 metres and the 1,500 metres. She also did a national triple, winning all 3 of those titles at the South African Championships earlier this year. She bettered her personal best as well as the national record in the 800 metres in that final, quietening all critics and grabbing the gold medal in Rio, an upgrade from the silver that she won in the 800 metres in London. That's what her CV looks like, but what you don't see on that CV is what Caster did for so many South Africans, the hope that she has given so many women around the world. Each and every single South African is waking up with a smile on their face, thanks to Caster Semenya. A very good morning. Welcome to the show. This is Rio, and it has been since the start of the Olympic Games. It's your 2-hour live highlight show right here on SABC2, and we've come to our last edition. And you can see it's our last edition because things have started a little bit differently. Tips is sitting in my seat, but it's a Sunday that we are going to celebrate. Caster has given us all a reason to wake up with a smile on our face, but I think every single day you've got to have a smile on your face, although today we've got a twinkle in our eye as well. Tips Mfana Wami, there's only one way I can say good morning to you.
Yeah.
Nda.
Yo, that's very vend. I was warming your seat, man. Happy Women's Month. Look, ravishing. That's a new word. This seat is just for you. So let me go and hear what people are saying. But hey, you look like you deserve to be here with me. Look at you. See you when I look at you, eh?
Oh, Tips is looking absolutely fabulous. And that is because we have got so much to celebrate. With Caster's gold medal, it was our 2nd gold medal of the Olympic Games in Rio. It was also our 10th medal of the Games. That means that is the most amount of medals that the country has won at the Olympics since readmission to international sport back in 1992. You have to go back 64 years, and that's back to Helsinki in 1952 when South Africa won 10 medals. We've never gone past a 10-medal count at the Olympic Games, but this year it has come in absolutely spectacular fashion. Tips is at the video wall. He's getting all of your comments on social media. Remember, you can also get in contact. Hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. Tips, what are people saying?
Every 4 years, this is the opportunity for you to just watch the Olympics and just enjoy what Caster did to us. Caster won gold, people. This is 800 meters. She's the only person who has ran for more than 16 people on the track. It was the people who were running with her and the people, the critics, who were busy trying to give her stress. But she's our Mokadi. She's the one and only. Hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. Tell me what you think of the Olympics. Tell me what you think of Caster. This is 800 meters. That's the race that was ran by the late, may his rest in peace, Mbulaini Mulaudzi. So Caster did us proud. Another one from Limpopo. Hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. Let's talk about your highs and lows and all those people who showed you those controversial things and those funny things, like the one and only Lopez from Cuba, who kind of body slammed his coach. Tell me about those moments. Hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. Because we are honoring women, we are honoring Caster.
Fanu, you know what, I must just say, you're looking so smart today, hey? In that maroon suit.
Yeah,
Where did you get a suit like that?
Yeah, it's called burgundy now, upgrading, Because it's,
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm upgrading, but just for you. Women's Month, this is for your Oma. Hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. Talk to me. Take them home.
And you know that I'm a sportswoman when I'm getting told exactly what the color of fashion actually is. So let's get into This Is Rio, and we are celebrating Caster Semenya. She didn't do her spitting cobra until the early hours of this morning, when everybody got up early to watch that final live at 2:15, so just a couple of hours ago. Let's take a look back at that road to golden glory, starting with what happened in the heats.
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
So now an opportunity to see one of the standout favourites in any athletics event here in Rio, the South African Caster Semenya. And in fact, such has been the level of her dominance this year, people are talking about her having a crack at Jarmila Kratochvilova's world record of 1:53.28, because some of the races Semenya has won this year in Doha, Rome, Monaco and at the African Championships have quite frankly looked almost effortless. So Semenya coming across to hug the inside line, and she's cut off there by Arze Wilson, the American. And Caster Semenya now quite happy just to sit in fourth place, and it's Mukasheva of Kazakhstan who's decided to really inject a little bit of pace into this, because remember, only the first two are guaranteed a passage through to the semi-finals. The first of the heats was run with very even splits, just a shade inside 60 seconds, but the two-time Asian Games champion has really put the marker down there, 58.23.
Yeah, it was 59.96 in the first. Semenya's just content to bide her time. She's back in fifth place at the moment. Didn't want to get involved in all of the discussions that were going on down to the first corner. Now she eases past the Chinese runner, and she'll get to the outside, and by the look of her stride compared to the stride of the two runners in front of her, it's just a matter of when she wants to go. She's a very different tactical runner these days, Semenya, and she normally times her runs to a nicety, whereas in years gone by she's been a bit of a question mark tactically.
So the Kazakhstani has been very brave. Will that backfire? Three of them beginning to queue up now. Arze Wilson passing the Kazakhstani, leaving her tucked in on the inside. Semenya leads. Oskan Clark onto Wilson's shoulder, and Wang of China trying to get in the mix here. 3 into 2 doesn't go. Oskan Clark still trying, and now she's beginning to tie up. So it's Caster Semenya from Arze Wilson. Oskan Clark will have to wait to see if she goes through as the fastest loser, and she'll be in the mix, because that one was won in 1:59.32. And quite frankly, when you've run 1:55.33, almost 4 seconds slower, should look easy.
Semenya just settled back a little bit in her starting position, and Lindsay Sharp got the better of the start. We'll see where Semenya looks to be interested in occupying a spot. It's the runner from Benin, Yurigo, who is wide out on the track, and she is going to be up there at the blend, but there's a few others getting interested as well. And it's going to be Azamasova who is going to push up on the inside and join Yurigo. Semenya goes to third. Sharp is fourth as they settle into their rhythm. And the pace is reasonably genuine as they come off the back. Semenya just sitting in fourth place, only a couple of metres off the lead. Wang's got herself back into about second last place. We've got Terzic back at the tail of the field, and Chibet is up in front of those, and so is Grace of the United States of America. She is up in fifth place. Semenya looks to be jogging, and it is Azamasova, the world champion, who leads from Lindsay Sharp and Yurigo with 1 lap to go.
It's a good pace, and this means we might get 4 from this semi-final. Azamasova, the reigning world champion. What a field this is. Lindsay Sharp of Great Britain is in a good position at the moment. What a run from Yurigo of Benin. She's in third place, trying to hang on, but look how effortless Caster Semenya is on the back straight. She is waiting to strike, and now she moves past her African rival with only Lindsay Sharp and Azamasova in her sights. Semenya has got it under control, you suspect.
She looks to be jogging at the moment. Lindsay Sharp is still in front of her. Azamasova is still in front of her, but Semenya looks as though when she wants to go past, she will. The runner from the States in Grace is also hanging in there, but there goes Semenya, and she says, I'll put this beyond doubt in just a few strides. The battle for second is going to be very intense. Sharp has it at the moment from Azamasova. Semenya's going to win, and Sharp is going to get the automatic qualifying spot. The American in Grace runs on, and Azamasova, the world champion, is going to finish up in fourth place. Here's the start list for the final of the women's 800 metres. No doubt most of the attention will be on the young woman from South Africa, Caster Semenya. Off they go. Semenya making a statement of intent in the first few metres. Gets up alongside Wambui. Josvik doesn't want to be as far back as she was in the semis. She's only got Grace behind her at the moment. No one really interested in leading here. Nian Saba is looking for Semenya to come through on her inside. Mel Bishop is trapped a little deep at the moment. Lindsay Sharp's off the track. Azamasova is off the track. They're not breaking any records. Semenya's had to go to the front. Wambui gets up sixth on the inside. Grace drops out second last. And Josvik is last. Not much pace on. And Semenya, something of a surprise leader.
She looks very, very comfortable, as she has done all season. And she's become the all-round package, Semenya. She's running really well over the 15 and the 400 metres. But so, too, is the big, powerful Kenyan, Wambui, now moving up on the outside. They're beginning to queue up, but Semenya just still holds the inside line, 57.5. And this could be Semenya's day as she begins to wind it up. She's got Nian Saba for company, and now they're beginning to spread out as Wambui tries to get ahead of Lindsay Sharp into fifth. And look at the young athlete from Burundi. She's taking it to Semenya. She's determined to have a go.
Nian Saba has got out about 2 metres in front. Semenya is being very patient, though. Mel Bishop also running a patient race. And now they've got Azamasova between them, and Wambui gets to the outside. So Semenya is going to have to peel off the back of Nian Saba shortly. She does that now. She's normally got a devastating kick when she goes, and go she does. And she goes from 2 metres behind to 2 metres in front at the top of the lane. Semenya running for gold now in front of Nian Saba and Bishop and Wambui, but she's left the others in her wake. And Caster Semenya is going to do what most people thought she would do in the 800, and she runs away and wins it brilliantly. In second placing Nian Saba, the bronze goes to Wambui in front of Bishop. Then Josvik, Sharp, Grace and Azamasova finished at the tail of the field. She has destroyed them in the last 200 metres, and that was the way that a lot of people thought she would become the Olympic champion.
Well, all credit to Francine Nian Saba. She richly deserves that silver medal, because to go ahead of an athlete that you know is in the shape of her life, and we all know Semenya is running really well. She's just snipped a couple of tenths off her own PB, which is, of course, a new national record for South Africa. For Neon Saba to hit the front with 300 to go was a real declaration of intent and a real show of confidence. Wambui did win that really tight battle for the bronze, and she's done so with a lifetime best. Mel Bishop, you've got to feel for her. She's missed out on a medal in fourth, but with a new national record. And the athletes, Semenya with a national record, Wambui with a PB. This field has been littered with personal bests and national records, and try everything they did, but they weren't to deny the favourite a glittering golden moment.
Well, Neon Saba had to do that because it was her only chance of beating Semenya, and that was to try and just take something out of her legs in the last lap, and she has run bravely. But look at this. 2 metres behind to 2 metres in front in the space of 25 metres or so. And from being in slight jeopardy, the gold medal was decided right at that moment. Mel Bishop looked as though she had the bronze medal, but Wambui has been able to produce a sprint that's got over the top of her. Credit to the runners in second, third and fourth place, but the winner is just in a class of her own. It will create a lot of discussion, there is no question about that. She has broken her national record again. She is the national record holder at 400, 800 and 1500. And now she goes one better than London. Silver medalist in London. The 2009 world champion 7 years later is the Olympic champion in 2016. And she's done so by a margin that we don't see too often in 800-metre finals. Caster Semenya, 1:55.28, a national record, wins the 800 from Francine Neon Saba of Burundi with the silver medal, and Margaret Wambui of Kenya runs a lifetime best to finish in third place. Lifetime best also for Joswick of Poland and Sharp of Great Britain.
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
And what else was significant about that result in Caster Semenya's race was that the silver medalist from Burundi, Francine Neon Saba, the last time that her country actually won a medal at the Olympic Games was their very first medal at the Olympics, and that was back in 1996. Speaking about the 1996 Games in Atlanta, you have to go back then, 20 years, before you can actually find a South African woman who won an Olympic gold medal. Thanks to Caster Semenya, we were able to enjoy that feeling once again in Women's Month. Let's hear what Caster Semenya had to say after her race.
It was a great feeling. It's just fantastic. I think I'll just give the credit to my team, my physios, my training partner, my coach, my wife, my family. They've done a great job, If it wasn't for them, I don't think I could have been here today. So this is a dedication to them. So, yeah, big ups to them.
And you dominated. How did you do it?
I think it's through the support of my people, at home. When I check at home, the social media, they've been crazy, I think, I get the strength from them, so I'll just keep doing for them.
After your silver medal in London, how determined were you to win this race?
I think it was more of being focused on what I do, and also patience. It does help a lot. So, yeah, like I said, it's through teamwork. We've been able to, together the team. Fantastic, like I said, this credit to my team.
What was the feeling on crossing that line?
I couldn't believe it, but what I can say is just fantastic.
And what have you had to do to deal with the pressure, to deal with some of the outside noise?
I think just being me, I just keep everything within me, focus on running, and worry about things later. So, yeah, now I just keep, calm, listen to my music, and focus on what I do. So, yeah, then I deliver.
Many congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
What was so amazing to see was that smile on Caster Semenya's face. We haven't seen that smile for a very long time, and Tips, wasn't it good to see her smiling from ear to ear and showing off those beautifully white teeth? I mean, it was a moment that made each and every single one of us smile.
Yo, Caster exposed so many people. Like, short girls are suffering in those races. When you are short, because the ratio of steps is 1:50. Like, Caster's one step, and now, the body's saying no. But Twitter, people are talking. Hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. This is International Caster Day, Mukari Day, Black Magic. Mamaka Kudzo, Nene Ngub saying, what a moment for South Africa. She was in it to win it. She held on against all odds, and we are proud of you, Mukari. Caster Semenya. That's the spirit, man. Caster, everyone is just giving Caster new names, and they just all about Caster. Look, I am Gundo SA saying, Caster Mukari Queen Semenya is the greatest. Enough said. You don't need more to say. But you know what? Here's a last tweet. I'm going to take something. They are challenging me again with these languages. Water. Mapiri and Adelaide says, congratulations to Caster for winning gold medal. Hati nyungumisa iwe na ready uzangaridwi rekaza gawena. All I can sum up like with whatever I said, it just said congratulations. So that's all they're saying.
I'm glad that I'm standing this side and you there by the video wall tips. If we think of how Caster made us feel in the early hours of this morning and how proud she has made each and every single South African, can you imagine what her family felt like? Well, one of SABC's journalists was out at her granny's house and got that immediate reaction. Take a look.
It was just after midnight, and the proud grandmother and her children waited anxiously with the rest of South Africa to see one of their own. Maputi Sekhala raised Caster Semenya from a tender age. A cheer from the front seat on the television, and the golden girl called gold. Anticipation turned to smiles.
We are very happy, and then so we just want to say, Caster, God bless you, and then so we are shining, we are very happy, and then so happily as a family.
As the medal was awarded thousands of kilometers away, they watched on and congratulatory messages flocked in.
Oh man, and that smile is so precious, just like what we saw from Caster Semenya, saying that she's just so proud of her daughter. And Semenya herself saying, I dedicate this to my family, to all of those that support me, my people, and to the people of South Africa. She really has acknowledged all of the love that she's been receiving, which I find to be something that's quite amazing.
No. Caster is extremely strong. Like, she beat them in the tracks. She beat the haters. Now she's making Limpopo proud. Now Limpopo, all the toll gates should have pictures of Caster on them. But we still haven't tweets. Halalezang is saying, Caster yo lekedeng. South Africa's very own golden girl. Without breaking a sweat. Caster waribusa people. But I like when you guys are giving her beautiful nicknames. And the day is a beautiful nickname. Our Caster made us to have a wonderful day. Sunday, Semenya Sunday, this with a smile, proudly South Africa, saying, Motovana, we're having names, Caster this, Caster that. Her time was 1:55, so we're having 43:03. Today we're going 1:55. So if you want to sell me anything, if it's below 1:55, then wadala. But send those tips going, tweets going, hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. Bona, it's all about spitting cobra. Caster.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Tips. Remember that you can continue to interact with the show for the duration until we conclude at midday today. That's at 12 o'clock. Let's move away from the track and field and from those golden South African moments onto what happened yesterday on the golf course. South Africa had two golfers in Paula Rito and Ashley Simon. Paula Rito ending as the top-placed South African golfer at the women's golf tournament as golf made a return after over 100 years to the Olympic Games. Right at the top, though, winning the gold medal was Park In-bi of South Korea. Take a look at what happened.
In the final round of the women's golf tournament, In-bi Park of the Republic of Korea started the day with a two-shot lead. The 28-year-old former world number one almost didn't make the Olympics as she was out for 2 months with a broken thumb. But nothing seemed to faze her as she shot 7 birdies to extend her lead further. The round of the day belonged to the Russian Maria Verchinova. She had a hole-in-one on the 4th, and 9 birdies in all on her way to a course record of 62. Spare a thought for USA's Stacey Lewis, who finished 9 under par, ultimately just 1 shot off the medals. Had this putt on the 18th gone in, Lewis would have been in a playoff for bronze. China's Feng Shan signed for a 2 under 69 to finish at 10 under par. And the current world number 1, Lydia Ko, never got within striking distance of the overnight leader. But she needed to sink this putt on the 18th for 11 under and to ensure second place. With that, the 19-year-old became New Zealand's youngest ever female Olympic medalist. Park's progression to Olympic gold was serene, and she finished with a 66. At 16 under par for the competition, 5 shots clear of the field. So, Feng Shan finished with bronze, silver went to Lydia Ko, and winning gold was Park In-bee.
I feel extremely honored and extremely proud that I get a gold medal in the Olympic Games. This is something I've always been dreaming of, and this is true. It feels truly unreal, and just so happy to be standing on top of the highest spot in the podium and having a national anthem of our country coming out is such a special feeling. I've won many tournaments, but I've never felt this before, so it's great.
And the golf being back in the Olympics and you winning, what does this mean to you and for your country?
Well, I think we were hoping for 10th place finish this Olympic Games, and hopefully my gold medal will help our country to go in top 10. And I think golf is going to get more popular after a lot of people watching golf today. Even the people who doesn't like golf watch golf this week, so that's really good thing about it.
By the end of the second day, I wasn't in the greatest position, but, playing well the last 2 days, I know that has led me to, this point. I'm so proud of myself and, the team, for, getting this silver medal. It's a huge honor, and this is something I've always been dreaming about, and I can't believe it's come true. And, to see such a deserving gold medalist like In-bee, I think we have done something, for the game of golf, and just congrats both to In-bee and Chen.
And how would you describe this whole Olympic experience the last 4 days?
Before coming here, we've heard this, some negative press, but I think we've all proved, what an amazing week it was. I know it's an amazing week for golf, for the women's game, and it's everything. It's been everything, great. I've learned so much from this experience, and seeing the Kiwis here, I've loved every moment. So I can't believe the next one is in 4 years.
It's unbelievable because I came in the last round, with fourth place, and I knew that I would have a chance, but I didn't want to give myself any pressure, so I didn't look at the leaderboard the whole time, and I didn't know where I was at, and actually until I finished on the 18th, and then I asked my caddy, where am I? And he's like, you're T2. I was like, what? I got a medal. So, I'm still really happy, very excited, yeah.
Excellent. And what does this mean for you and your country leaving today as an Olympian medalist?
Well, China is a very strong country about Olympics. So I'm just one of the Chinese athletes that actually got a medal this time. But what makes it special is because I'm a golfer. It's the first time that golf is back in the Olympics after over 100 years. And I think it's the first time that a Chinese player is actually playing in it. So like I said before the tournament, I was like, if anybody from China can get a medal, that would be great. And actually I did it, yeah.
Oh, congratulations to all of the golfers. And it's great to see that those involved in the women's game are quite eager to see that golf continues to stay as part of the Olympic program. From the golf course, let's go into the halls for badminton. Now, badminton is a sport that has been a part of the Olympic Games since Barcelona back in 1992. And there's 5 different medal events, and the last medal event was the men's singles. In the final, playing for gold was China up against Malaysia.
The bronze medal match in men's badminton featured China's Lin Dan against Victor Axelsen of Denmark. Lim was the Olympic gold medalist in both 2008 and 2012 and had game point in the first game. In the second game, Axelsen worked hard to get back into the contest. And thanks to winning 6 consecutive points, managed to win the game and level the match. So the struggle for bronze went to a third and deciding game. Axelsen again finished strongly. 3 points in a row took him to match point. This to decide the medal. Axelsen was overcome. Only the 4th Dane to win an individual medal in badminton. The last gold medal to be decided in badminton was the men's singles title. Chen Long, the reigning world champion from China, against Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia. Lee had been the silver medalist in the last 2 Olympic Games, but it was Chen who began the 2016 final with 4 unanswered points to grab the initiative and take the first game. In the second, Lee started well, but gradually Chen gained control once again. Finally, it came down to match point. Lee's shot was out. And the realization dawned on Chen that he won Olympic gold. Victor Axelsen delighted with the bronze for Denmark. Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia, a silver medalist for the 3rd consecutive Games. And China's Chen Long, already world champion, now the Olympic champion.
So congratulations to Long Chen of China. And that was just one of the 26 gold medals that China has won after after a number of days of Olympic action. We're going to have more medal-winning moments when we return for This is Rio.
The most common triggers for tooth sensitivity tend to be hot or cold food items. It could be a hot cup of coffee. It could be your favorite cold drink. It's normally a sharp shooting kind of pain that they describe. I do recommend Sensodyne on a regular basis. Sensodyne works within the tooth structure itself, which will help relieve sensitivity. I've used Sensodyne myself, and I have found great relief with sensitivity. And I can now confidently say to the patients that yes, this will help you.
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
Stand up. Today is your day. Now take a step on forward and get on your way. You know what you know. The world's just waiting to meet you today.
With you on your journey. MGen. With us, you are number one.
Is there mold and mildew growing in your home? Is it in your bathroom, your bedroom, your laundry room, and even your kitchen? Gross! Now you can get rid of it with Mold Away from Verimark, the fast, safe solution to eliminating mold and mildew at its roots for good. Just apply some Mold Away wherever you find mildew and watch the spores dissipate and disintegrate. Other products only clean the surface, but Mold Away's superior formula with advanced nanotechnology uses nano silver to penetrate deep inside silicone seals and eliminate mold from the inside out. Mold Away kills 99.9% of the bacteria, leaving your home safe and mold-free. Don't spend thousands on new wallpaper, sealants, professional cleaning crews and contractors. Get 100 millilitres of Mold Away today for the low price of only 149 Rand. But as a special bonus, we'll double the size to 200 millilitres. Get your Mold Away from your nearest Verimark direct store today.
All right, so there's been many memorable moments at the Olympic Games, and not all of them glorious medal-winning moments. Think hashtag Lochte-gate, hashtag Ellen DeGeneres. So as we celebrate Caster Semenya this morning, we're also going to look back at some of our favorite Olympic moments, perhaps those that some would call moomishes, as well as those moments that have made South Africans smile. In the early hours of this morning, we not only had Caster Semenya winning a gold medal, but we had Brazilians still celebrating a first Olympic gold medal in the men's football. They themselves beat Germany in the penalty shootout. We're going to be bringing you that a little bit later on This Is Rio. But for now, let's go over to what happened when it comes to sprint canoeing. What happened in the men's double canoe over 1,000 meters, where Brazil were once again on the podium.
The final of the men's kayak 4, 1,000 metres at the Lagoa Stadium. Germany in lane 6 would start as favourites. In their crew, gold medalists from the men's double at this distance, Max Rentschmidt and Marcus Gross. Germany were well ahead by the quarter-way mark. Czech Republic was second and Slovakia in third. Germany were completely dominant, looking like no one could catch them. They were almost a length ahead with 250 metres to go. Czech Republic and Slovakia were battling for silver. Defending champions Australia in lane 3 looked out of contention. They made their move too late, as Germany powered ahead from the pack even further. Germany clear winners, as Rentschmidt hit the water to celebrate his second gold medal of the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Slovakia had beaten the Czechs to silver. The Czech Republic were awarded the bronze. Silver went to Slovakia. And Germany were the Olympic champions.
I know the feeling, Ned, but it's great to do it in the K4. I'm so lucky for the two guys that they win the gold medal with us. They have now won too, and it's unbelievable.
Max, second goal for you. How proud are you feeling?
I'm so proud. That's the best week in my sports career.
What does this mean to you? How important was this gold medal?
Can't describe it. It was such a dream for me, and I worked so hard for a couple of years, and I was so disappointed after the K1. Sorry. I'm so thankful to everybody.
And another gold medal, how does that feel?
Yeah, the first gold medal was so good. I'm now in the K4, 4 times happiness, and it's much better. All of our men kayak team win a medal, and it's unbelievable. It's so fantastic.
The final of the men's canoe double 1,000 metres. And another chance to see Germany's Sebastian Brendel and Brazil's Isaquias Queiroz dos Santos go head-to-head. Brendel had beaten Queiroz dos Santos to gold in the singles over this distance. It was Brazil that powered away, clear leaders at the quarter-way mark, perhaps trying to break the field. By halfway, they were still in front, Germany not yet even in medal contention. But they had the confidence to time their attack. It was Russia in second and Czech Republic third. With 250 metres to go, Brazil was still hanging on to gold. Russia remained in the silver position, while Ukraine had moved into third. But with less than 200 metres to go, the Germans' timing again proved decisive. They were creeping up alongside Brazil. Germany had paced it perfectly. Brazil had failed to open up a big enough margin to defend. Ukraine had overtaken Russia for third. Joy for Germany. A gold still eluding Queiroz dos Santos. So Ukraine's Dmytro Yanchuk and Taras Mitchuk took the bronze. Silver went to Erlon de Souza Silva and Isaquias Queiroz dos Santos of Brazil, a third medal in total for Queiroz dos Santos at these games. And it was double gold for Sebastian Brendel, alongside teammate Jan Vandre of Germany.
I am extremely happy, especially because I broke the record. But I'm not doing this just for me, I'm doing it for my team. This wouldn't be possible without them. The support is extremely important. The Brazilian crowd pushed us forward, and if it wasn't for their energy, we wouldn't have made it.
All right, it's always wonderful to see the hosts actually enjoying some time on the podium. Now, Tips, before we went into the sprint canoeing, we saw some funny moments from the equestrian, and I mentioned not only Lochte, but Ellen DeGeneres. Tell us what happened, because this tweet made waves on social media here at home as well as around the globe.
This tweet is an example of what not to do as a comedian. This is not funny. In like simpler language, Ellen DeGeneres, sar papel, because she's like doing a meme when she's on top of Usain Bolt and saying, "This is how I run my errands." So we are not laughing, Shem. Your joke, boom, it's falling. This is how it shows which better comedians are in this country, because with us we have vendors, we make jokes about vendors and everything, but we know what not to say. So please stop. But all the tweets, you can see I'm scrolling. This is all Casta. 155. You know what? I'll read them properly when we get back. But right now, let's go to the women's triathlon.
The women's triathlon began on Copacabana Beach with 55 athletes competing for the medals. First, they faced a 1,500-metre swim in the ocean, then a bike ride of more than 40 kilometres over an undulating course, and finally a 10-kilometre run. Among the favourites, the world champion Gwen Jorgensen from the USA, and wearing number 18, the defending Olympic champion Nicolas Spirig Hug from Switzerland.
On your mark!
The sea looked less calm than it had been for the men 2 days before, and nobody pulled clear. Carolina Routier of Spain was the leader. And she tried to take advantage of the waves on the way back to shore. The favourites were among the leaders at the first transition. Jorgensen and Spirig were quickly to the front of a group of 18 cyclists who moved away from the rest of the field. The medals would be decided by 4 laps of the 2.5-kilometre running course. Straight away, Jorgensen and Spirig powered to the front. They would battle for the gold medal, with the 2 British athletes, Vicky Holland and Non Stanford, racing each other for the bronze. Keeping cool in the heat was vital, and keeping your head in the psychological battle was important too. Spirig appeared to want Jorgensen to go in front, but the American was happy to stay on her rival's shoulder. Not for long. As the bell sounded, Jorgensen accelerated. In a few hundred metres, she'd established a winning lead. When the sunglasses came off, there were no opponents in sight. Jorgensen could enjoy the hard-earned success. Spirig was strong enough to hold on for second, as behind her two best friends and housemates sprinted against each other for third place, with Holland beating Stanford to it. The winner and her husband, Patrick Lemieux, could share in her success. Jorgensen's margin of victory, an impressive 40 seconds. So bronze for Vicky Holland of Great Britain. The silver medal went to Nicola Spirig-Hooge of Switzerland. And the new Olympic champion in women's triathlon is Gwen Jorgensen of the USA.
I went into this race and I knew that Jamie Turner and Patrick Lemieux had done everything they could to get me to that starting line happy, healthy, and I was motivated, really motivated, and you never know what's going to happen on race day, so I was nervous too, but yeah, I still can't really believe it.
How much did things go exactly according to plan?
I haven't really had time to process, I'm just trying to really enjoy this moment, and I've been working for this for 4 years with Patrick and Jamie, and so to actually accomplish it on the day is something that's pretty amazing.
It looked as though you were actually talking to Nicola during the 10K part of the race. What were you saying to her?
Yeah, we were playing a little bit of games. So that was fun. I actually think it was quite fun. We were just playing games, who's going to take the lead and what's going on. And it made it fun and hopefully exciting for the fans.
How emotional was it for you to be standing on the podium with the gold medal around your neck?
Yeah, it's something I've dreamed of for 4 years and something, I've put a lot of time and effort into this, and my family's been super supportive of me, letting me be abroad for 9 months of the year, and I've had Patrick with me who gave up his career to support me, and Jamie who's invested in 4 years, and you can't thank those people enough.
I think I was fighting extremely hard. I tried everything and I showed a very good race. Gwen was stronger, she deserved the gold, but to me, I'm extremely happy. I fought really hard, and I think for me, I won the silver and I didn't lose the gold.
It was such a tough battle between the two of you. What were you saying to each other during the 10K?
Well, as I said, I tried everything, even the mental games, so there was a bit of headwind over this side of the course, and in the third lap, no one wanted to lead, and I said, come on, Vichy. And she said, yeah, but I was leading before. And I said, well, I was leading in the 10 win. So, and then in the end I said, well, I already have a medal. So it's basically you that has to work. So it was just a bit of mental games. And in the end she was stronger, she was faster. But I think I really gave it my all.
How proud are you, though, to have a medal in 2 successive games?
I'm very proud. I think it wasn't easy. I broke my hand in March. I have 3 plates and 23 screws in that hand, so it wasn't easy to come back. I have obligations, I'm a mother, I'm an Olympic champion, so preparation was really hard, but I trained extremely well and I really wanted to show what I've done, and I'm very proud to stand here now with the 2nd medal, a silver medal, and very happy.
And in the women's triathlon, South Africa's Mari Rabi ended in 11th place and Gillian Sanders ranked 23rd. Now, as we look back at some interesting moments from the Olympic Games, trust social media to pick up on things. 2 men on the German field hockey team were simply at the wrong place at the wrong time. Before they could even say hockey, they became an overnight Twitter sensation. Ruth Davidson tweeted, obviously it would be hugely childish and wrong to chuckle at Linus and Florian, the backbone of Germany's hockey team. And look at their surnames. We'll just leave it right there. Of course, as it is the final day of Olympic action, there are still opportunities to win medals for South Africa. We've got 3 athletes in the men's marathon, and we've also got 2 athletes who are competing in the men's mountain bike cross-country race. That's Alan Hatherley and James Reed. The women's race was decided yesterday, and we'll bring you highlights of what happened after the break.
have the power to be heard.
Hey, my love.
Our baby has decided today is the day.
What?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, yes, who's that? Go, boy. Go!
Now, are you there?
Hello?
Ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
Again.
Hero, give him your phone.
Yeah, use mine. Thank you so much. Thanks. Which hospital?
Outside hospital.
Oh, perfect. Hey!
Switch to SA's best network with the least dropped calls. Vodacom, power to you.
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
The mountain bike centre at the Diodoro Olympic Park played host to the women's mountain bike competition. The technically challenging course over 6 laps includes one of the longest cross-country climbs in the world. 29 riders lined up on the starting grid. Switzerland's Linda Indegand got off to a strong start, leading for the first 2 laps of the gruelling track. Francelina Cabral of Timor-Leste became the first rider to leave the race. She was too far behind the rest of the pack. Sweden's Jenny Rissveds was setting the pace in the 3rd lap, her legs working hard to power the bike over the uphill terrain. The top 3 separated from the chasing pack. Rounding the bend, Rissveds of Switzerland was still leading. Jolanda Neff of Switzerland was in 2nd, and Poland's Maja Wolkowska was 3rd. The lead alternated between Poland's Wolkowska and the Swedish athlete Rissveds several times. Canadian Catherine Pendrell made good ground and moved up into 3rd, but she wasn't in a position to challenge the leaders. Going into the downhill section, Sweden's Rissveds had a commanding lead. The Polish rider away behind her in 2nd place. At the finish, Rissveds was unchallenged. Her closest rival, Wolkowska, was a full 37 seconds behind her. The race for the bronze medal was closer. Canada's Catherine Pendrell kept checking to see where fellow Canadian Emily Batty was. In an event full of speed, endurance, skill and power, bronze went to Catherine Pendrell of Canada, Poland's Maja Wolkowska took silver, matching her finish in Beijing, and gold went to Jenny Rissveds of Sweden. Olympic champion! How does it feel?
I don't know. I can't believe it. It's just, I don't know what to say. I just came here 1 week ago. I was on the course on Wednesday and I crashed and ended up with 6 stitches in my knee and 4 stitches in my elbow, and I thought this is not gonna work at all. Then the day after that I went on the course and it felt so good. And I really liked this course, but I got a little bit scared after the crash. But then after a few laps, I just felt good again, and from there on, I just enjoyed the time here. And I just went on the start line today. I tried to focus on just to have some great fun and stay cool and just ride my bike, and ended up with a gold medal. It's just unbelievable.
How much does this mean to you, for your family, and for Sweden also?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know. I think this is for sure the biggest achievement in my career, and yeah, I want to thank my family and my Thomas Frischknecht from my team manager and all the boys in the team and the Swedish team and my trainer. I like to thank everybody. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing. That was an incredibly hard race, but I felt really good from the start. I was expecting that Jenny and Yolanda will be super strong today, at the beginning, I had the feeling that I'm a little bit better than Dame, but then when Jenny pushed, I was really suffering, but I managed to stay on her wheel, and then Yolanda got dropped. And then I still hoped for the victory, but she was just super strong today, and I was strong enough for the silver.
And you've been here before, of course, haven't you, with the silver?
Yeah, I'm extremely happy about the silver, that our Olympic Games, one race for 4 years, and there is so many strong girls. Before the race, I was counting about 13 girls who could win. So to be on the podium is just amazing. Of course, I wish to be on the first position.
You deserve that, man.
Of course, I hope for a victory like everybody, but silver is just amazing. That's my second medal at the Olympic Games, and I think it's something really, really special.
I feel amazing right now. Yeah, it's just kind of getting the body to calm down.
That was a tough one out there, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I had a crash right on the start loop, and so I was fighting my way through traffic the entire time, and then had a bit of a mechanical lap one, and it just seemed like everything was not going my way, but I just kept fighting for it, and it paid off in the end.
And what does it mean to you and you personally and your family, do you think?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, everybody knows how much goes into an Olympics, from my family to my support team, and I'm just so happy that it all came together on the day.
Give us some idea of the hard work and the hours that have gone into this to get here.
Yeah, you know, really doing this, it's a lifetime pursuit, and it's your lifestyle, and you know, feeling a little dizzy. You know, just everyone around you puts so much into this, and it's emotional, it's physical, and it's just so nice to have the relief of to cross the line and to know you get to go celebrate it with everyone.
And to know it's for Team Canada, for your country, how deep does that run?
That's really great. You know, we always have your medal projections coming in, and it's really nice to know that I could contribute to Team Canada, and I think this is one of our most successful Summer Olympics, and I'm really happy to be a part of that.
I'm really excited to see what's actually going to be happening in the men's race a little bit later on today. From mountain bike cross country, let's go into the boxing halls, where there was history being made for one French woman, Estelle Mosley, in the women's flyweight category. She became the first French woman to win an Olympic boxing gold. In the next package, we've got 3 different finals for you: the women's flyweight 51 kilogram final, men's bantamweight 56 kilogram, and the men's middleweight 75 kilograms.
In the women's flyweight final, Nicola Adams of Great Britain took on Sarah Uramoun of France. Adams was defending the title she won in London 4 years ago. 34-year-old Uramoun was fighting for the last time before retirement. Adams made a commanding start to the contest. She immediately got her combinations working, landing several good shots in the process. Adams won round 1. She continued to press Uramoun in round 2, reducing the distance between the two of them to deny the Frenchwoman space to land her own punches. But Uramoun produced a positive response in the 3rd round. She succeeded with several shots to get the judges' decisions. Uramoun still had a chance to swing the fight her way in the final round. She needed a big finish. It wasn't to be. Adams won by unanimous decision to retain the Olympic title that she won at London 2012. Losing semi-finalists Ingrid Valencia Victoria of Colombia and China's Ren San San won the bronze medals. France's Sarah Uramoun ends her long career by winning the silver. And for the 2nd Olympic Games running, Nicola Adams of Great Britain takes women's flyweight gold.
Absolutely amazing. I'm totally overwhelmed with joy. I can't believe it. I've managed to do it a second time, creating history a second time. And just like to say thank you to everybody that supported me, my mum, my dad, my mum, my brother, and Alwyn, for all the support they've given me all the way through.
So tell us about the fight then. How did you manage to do it?
Hard work and determination. I knew she was going to be game. I knew she was going to be up for it. Everybody wants to be Olympic champion, but I just wanted it more on the day.
Yeah, so looking at your medal, what are your emotions?
Oh, absolutely overwhelmed with joy. I couldn't hold back the tears. I'm still struggling to hold them back now, but I'm just so happy.
Robesi Ramirez of Cuba fought 19-year-old Shakur Stevenson of the USA in the men's bantamweight gold medal bout. Stevenson was aiming to become the United States' first men's boxing champion for 12 years. Ramirez was looking for back-to-back goals, having won the flyweight category in 2012. The Cuban went after Stevenson in the first round. He likes to dominate his opponents. Despite Stevenson's lack of experience, he was anything but intimidated. In round 2, he gave as good as he got. He produced a slick right-left combination, catching Ramirez in the face. They were level on points going into the final round, and although the boxers aren't aware of the judges' scores, the way in which the intensity increased suggests they knew it was very close. Both were confident they'd done enough, but it was Ramirez who edged it. Stevenson left the ring in tears. Ramirez stayed on to entertain his supporters. The losing semi-finalists, Vladimir Nikitin of Russia and Uzbekistan's Murajan Akhmadaliev, win the bronze medals. Silver goes to USA teenager Shakur Stevenson, and Cuba's Robesi Ramirez is now a double Olympic champion.
Bueno, significa mucho. Como todos saben, no tuve un ciclo de 4 años muy bueno.
It means the world to me. It's been so great. Second time I've won in 4 years. And it's just amazing. I'm going back to Cuba feeling great. I knew it was very close, and I knew it was all coming down to the last round. My opponent was very, very strong, so I had to go all out. But it was a very tricky fight.
Очень чувствую как волнение. Я очень рада.
I'm very happy and I'm very honored and I feel really proud.
Я очень рада, как от души я рада.
It's my first Olympic Games and I already have a bronze medal in the Olympic Games. I feel very happy to receive this bronze medal.
Успехов. Первый раз за Олимпиаду выступлю и первая Олимпиада и с медалью. Я очень рад. Мне помогали тренера.
My coaches, my friends, my motherland, they give me a lot of support.
Поддержка дали и вот все.
Я чувствую себя хорошо.
I feel okay. I feel well. Of course, I may be upset that the doctors didn't allow me to compete because of my injury.
The gold medal fight in the men's middleweight division. World champion Arlen Lopez of Cuba up against Uzbekistan's Bektemir Melikuziev. The opening round saw both fighters land solid punches. Lopez in red was the more controlled. Melikuziev was just adept at avoiding the Cuban's swings. The pattern continued in round 2. For all Melikuziev's work, his punches were being soaked up by Lopez's defence. The Cuban was also landing punches in between. The final 3 minutes started well for Melikuziev. But treatment for a cut midway through the round meant he lost momentum, and Lopez went on to get the judges' overall decision. The losing semi-finalists, Misael Rodriguez of Mexico and Azerbaijan's Kamran Shakhsuvali, won bronze medals. Uzbekistan's Bektemir Melikuziev takes silver, and Arlen Lopez of Cuba is now an Olympic champion.
Bueno, primeramente, para ser campeón olímpico, tiene que ser campeón en los entrenamientos.
First of all, to be an Olympic champion, you need to be a champion in your training, in your personal life, and in your family life. You need to dedicate 4 years to reach a goal. You have to sacrifice a lot of things that you like to reach your goals. This is the best an athlete can achieve in every sport, to become an Olympic champion. And I think I'm going to do it again in Tokyo.
Y así la vida te lo agradece, como esta medalla que me dio ahora, y muy contento, y pienso volverla a repetir en Tokio.
It was really great fun. I'm very happy to win the medal. It's a bit complicated because obviously I was fighting a Cuban. We were fighting at the highest level of boxing, but I'm very happy to have the medal.
All right, now here is a medalist that would rather like to forget what happened in Brazil. America's Ryan Lochte. Some moments have been memorable for the wrong reasons, just like six-time Olympic gold medalist Ryan Lochte lying about being robbed at gunpoint at a Rio petrol station. Right, so here's actually what happened. He initially said that he and three fellow U.S. swimmers, Gunnar Bentz, James Fagan, and Jack Conga, had, after a night of partying, been held at gunpoint and had their possessions taken. But the police couldn't find any evidence to support its claims. And as inconsistencies in Lochte's account grew, the story unraveled, and it's been on international media exactly what happened and how the story unraveled over the last couple of days. Lochte has now said that he was immature and intoxicated, and he has apologized to his friends, his family, U.S. swimming for embarrassing them, and also apologized to the people of Brazil, saying that he would hate for such a story to have tainted games, which was really well run. There are some moments that you want to remember, and then there are some that are memorable for all of the wrong reasons. There was one reason, however, yesterday for America to smile as a nation, and that was because of women's basketball. We've got that coming up after the break.
Hope and support Sunflower Day. Together we can be the hope for leukemia patients and their families. Hope begins with you.
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
The final of the women's basketball competition. Defending champions United States taking on Spain, who'd reached their first final. It was important for Spain to keep the game close for as long as they could, but it was impossible to stop Maya Moore scoring here. Alba Torrens quickly brought her team back into the game, with IOC President Thomas Bach watching on. And Torrens' determination kept the US advantage to just 4 points at the end of the first quarter. When Sue Bird came on to play in her fourth Olympic final, the US started to pull away. Marta Zargai drove to the basket to score for Spain, but the quality of the US shooting was exceptional. Diana Taurasi extending the lead to 11. And when Spain gave the ball away at the end of the second period, Lindsay Whalen was able to make that 17. And by half-time, the game was effectively over. Taurasi certainly wasn't going to stop there. With this shot, the lead rose to 22. And from then on, there was little for the Spanish to cheer. although Silvia Dominguez did raise a smile with one of the shots of the competition. The US women duly passed 100 points for the 5th time in these Olympic Games, winning by 101 points to 72. And so to Serbia the bronze, Spain took the silver, and gold for the 6th time in a row in women's basketball for the USA.
You know, it's like a sense of relief, it's a sense of accomplishment. You know, to do it with a group of people that we've known for a long time, we all get along, we all, you know, we're so unselfish to get to where we are. I think right now we've kind of hit that point of being really happy and really satisfied, and I'm just really lucky to be on this team.
You personally join an extraordinary group of people who won 4 gold medals as women basketball players. How does that make you feel?
It's unbelievable. When I was a little kid, I would have never dreamt this. I just played it because I loved it. I loved being outside. I loved playing basketball, and you know, it's brought me a lot of things, and I'm just really grateful right now. I'm having a really grateful moment.
I saw you go over to some of the Brazilian fans, and there was someone had a sign there saying, "I play basketball because of you."
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
You know, I always say things happen for a reason, and that happened for a reason today, because I've always just had my head down. All I want to do is play basketball, but that was a pretty cool moment right there.
It's a dream came true, and I'm so happy. I don't know, to have this medal right now here, it's something amazing.
You must have worked so hard to get this silver medal. Explain.
Yes, I think that behind a medal there is so much work. I think that if you look back, there it was tough moments, of course, but I think that this team, I think that the Spanish women basketball really worked hard to get this.
And Spanish basketball's now made history. It's the first medal in women's basketball. How proud does that make you feel?
Yes, it's history. And how I say, I think that it paid off to so much good work. And now it's a new motivation to keep going.
And you want to be making history at the Olympic Games. Now, going to the Olympics for any nation doesn't assure you that you're going to be winning an Olympic medal. At these games alone, we've seen Singapore, thanks to Joseph Schooling, winning their first Olympic gold medal. Fiji, in winning the gold in the rugby sevens for the men, they also won their first Olympic medal. Kosovo grabbing their first Olympic medal thanks to judoka Kalmende. So, you know, these are moments to celebrate, just like Russia when it comes to women's handball. Take a look at what happened in the final.
France played Russia in the women's handball gold medal match. It was their second meeting of the Games. Russia had narrowly triumphed in the first. The French were looking for redemption, but Russia had the better start. They held a 3-goal lead going into the break. France came out fighting in the second half, but they were missing chances, hitting the post twice in the first 6 minutes. Russia were maintaining their lead, but making mistakes too. 3 unanswered goals from France finally levelled the scores, and French goalkeeper Laura Glozet was making some good saves. France had gold back within their sights, but Russia would pull ahead again. With under 3 minutes to go, they held a 3-goal lead. This penalty would seal their victory. But Ekaterina Ilina threw the ball high and wide, and France still believed they could do it. 2 in it now, and 2 minutes to catch Russia. But it wasn't to be. Russia were the Olympic champions, the final score 22-19. Bronze went to 2-time gold medalists Norway, silver to France, their first ever medal in women's handball, and gold to Russia.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm happy. I'm the most happy man in the world, I think. It's a great feeling. We are the best team, I think, and we got it, we did it, and everybody in the world know it now.
What does this medal mean for you?
Oh, it's all my sport life. It's everything for I live. Everything is for me.
It's difficult, of course. I'm really disappointed, but we really fought with everything we had, and it wasn't so easy in the second half. In the last 15 minutes, I'm really proud about what we done in this tournament, and we have a silver medal, so really, really, really happy about it.
So that was Russia's first Olympic gold in women's handball. But here's a man who's got 3 gold medals at 3 successive Olympic Games, and it's his birthday today. Jamaican Usain Bolt turns 30 today, and we also saw him in his final Olympic Games. He says this will be, or rather Rio will be his final Olympic Games. I think the world is going to miss Usain Bolt, and the only thing that is bigger than his charm and his personality is his untouchable record.
You know, like with Bolt, happy birthday and everything. They can't just say happy birthday. They have to sing it at the pace of his running. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh, he understands that. But you know what I've noticed now on these things is that the commentator is messing with us. All these ladies who are speaking their language, they speak forever. Then the translator comes back. He said he's happy. We are watching you. We are watching you. People are watching from home. All these crazy moments that we are sharing with you right now, please look at them and tell me which one deserves a plastic moment, because they are very, very out of order. We give them a plastic medal because they are funny. Did you see that horse that didn't want to jump? Because I heard what it said. It was like, "Ooh, my weave." It just didn't want to jump like that. So we're still having your tweets, hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. And Motion Mutaun says, "Congrats, Mokadi. You have made us proud." And then our own made Ferrari. It was amazing hearing our national anthem for the second time. People send those tweets. All these funny moments are just for you. Tell me what you thought of the Olympics. Tell me what's happening. 155 and Wade 4303. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, diving. After the break.
Stand up. Today is your day. Now take a step on forward and get on your way. You know what you know. The world's just waiting to meet you today.
With you on your journey. Engine. With us, you are number one.
The defending champion, David Budaya of the United States, went into the final round of the men's 10-metre platform diving final with a chance of winning the event again. The large splash showed Budaya wasn't vertical as he entered the water. He scored 68.45 and faced a nervous wait to find out whether he'd win a medal. German Sanchez of Mexico was next. The high degree of difficulty of this dive meant he could overtake Budaya. Sanchez scored 91.20, giving him a total more than 7 points higher than Budaya's. The only question left was whether Chen Aisen could seal victory with his final dive. There was a tense atmosphere. Chen only needed a score of 55 to finish above Sanchez. the situation brought out the very best in Chen. The crowd knew the dive was good. Sanchez and Budaya could only applaud. The judges acknowledged that Chen could hardly have performed the dive any better. 5 of the 7 judges scored the dive as 10 out of 10. The scoring system meant Chen scored the maximum possible, 108.00. The tension made Chen emotional. He had won the gold by more than 50 points. The bronze medal was presented to David Budaya of the United States. The silver medal went to German Sanchez of Mexico, and the gold medal to Chen Aisen of China.
I was performing to my normal standard, but I made a small mistake on my second dive, which made me nervous. After that, I did well. I never thought I would get this medal. I am surprised.
I feel amazing. I can't believe, really. Sometimes you think when you win, you will feel more. But I feel very relaxed. I am enjoying, and I did that I know do today. Few times the people don't believe in me. Few times ago the people talk bad about me, and now God give me a peace, give me everything, and only I enjoy.
Today was just a rocky road. It was ups and downs, highs and lows, and you know, it's easy to be discontent after something like that. But a bronze medal, you're third best in the entire world, and that's pretty special. I couldn't ask for a better Olympic Games, a bronze and a silver medal, and it's cool. I get to share this with so many family members that are here, and my coach has sacrificed just as much as that I have.
Medals, medals, medals. And how do they look for the African continent? Well, today South Africa celebrates winning a total of 10 medals. That is 4 up from what they won in London 4 years ago, where they only won 6 medals, 3 golds, 2 silvers and a single bronze. It also meant that we led the medal table. Currently, this is how the medal table is looking and where the African nations actually sit. Kenya are right up at the top with a total of 12 medals. All of those medals are coming the way of their track and field team. South Africa, a total of 2 gold medals as Caster Semenya adds to the gold won by Wade van Niekerk, and that means they have got a total of 10 medals. I mentioned going to the Olympic Games, and when you go to the Olympic Games, you're never actually assured of winning a medal. So the fact that South Africa have got 10 to celebrate is quite something. Of the 206 nations that are actually represented at the Olympic Games, as we speak this morning, with just 1 day left of competition, only 87 countries have got a medal to actually speak of at the Olympic Games. Now, one of those nations that have got many medals to celebrate, and they were very thankful that they escaped a blanket ban, is Russia. One of their latest gold medals came in the rhythmic gymnastics in the individual competition as they celebrated yet again another individual all-around champion.
The first final in rhythmic gymnastics was the individual all-around. 10 gymnasts made it through from qualification, and many eyes were on the 2 Russians, Margarita Mamun and Yana Kudryavtseva. Mamun was the top qualifier and performed first with the hoop. That score turned out to be good enough for second overall, but in the hoop it was her compatriot Kudryavtseva who started stronger, finishing first. Then she produced the best performance with the ball to put her in the lead overall. It was proving to be a tight contest for the medal positions. The Ukrainian Gana Rizitdinova applying pressure on the Russians consistently, putting in top 4 performances, including this with the ribbons. It was the clubs where the gold medal was won and lost. Kudryavtseva could only manage 5th, and that proved costly. Then Mamoon held her nerve to score highest with the clubs and take the overall lead. So it was Rizitdinova from Ukraine who leaves Rio with bronze, and a Russian first and second, Kudryavtseva with silver. Mamoon taking gold by just over a point.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Olympic medalists.
Я не верю. Я еще не поняла.
I don't believe it. I have so many emotions. I think I will only realize it later, so I can't really explain my feelings at the moment.
Конечно же, и я думаю, я еще скоро отойду и только потом пойму.
В принципе, я очень довольна. Выступала хорошо. I'm extremely satisfied, but unfortunately I made one mistake at the very end of the performance, and we're going to try to figure out what happened, and it's very disappointing to me. Поэтому, значит, так надо. I'm taking the brightest and the happiest feelings, and as I said before, I could have not been here, but I will put it in a very visible place in my apartment, and extremely happy about that.
Очень приятные воспоминания. Ну, я когда закончила свое упражнение.
At the end of the last performance, I realized that I could take a place on the pedestal, and I walked away and I started to cry because I wanted to carry out the flag of my country to the pedestal.
Я расплакалась. Потому что встать на пьедестал, поднять наш флаг, это была мечта всей моей жизни. Сколько? Очень много.
I had to do a lot for that, and I think this started at the very beginning, the spirit of the Olympics and the hard work from the very beginning.
Наверное, с самого начала моей карьеры.
All right, well, here's who is leading the medal table at the Olympic Games with one day of competition still remaining, and that is the United States of America with a total of 116 medals, 43 of them gold, and completely eclipsing the total that they won in Great Britain in London 4 years ago. Here's what the world records look like. The most were broken in Beijing, 43 were broken there, 32 in London, and 19 so far at the Rio Games, and South Africa can lay claim to one of those. As we look to actually what is happening on the medal table, Nigeria got their very first medal of the Olympic Games, and that was bronze in the men's football when they beat Honduras 3-2. We've got the gold medal match featuring the hosts of Brazil and Germany coming up after the break.
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
For Germany too, this could be an historic medal. Grunt goes down, play on is the call. His challenge against Wallace. Now, Gnabry, ideal through ball here and testing goalkeeper Wiverton. Set piece time. Brazil playing in a 4th Olympic football tournament gold medal game. They have not won gold previously, losing all three, including London. Great chance here. In it goes! Neymar! Already scored an historic fastest ever Olympic goal, but he has given Brazil the lead in sensational fashion. As he did against Colombia, he hammers in a free kick. Neymar goes to 4 goals in this tournament, but more importantly, he's given Brazil the lead. And not just literally in the middle of the park for this Brazilian side, since gaining starts for Rogério Macari's side. Germany back in possession. Maya. Now Spender and Sven Bender playing alongside one another. Sven sends it out to the far side. Brunt with a little flick on the overlap. Tolian. Maya! Germany are level! Brazil opened the scoring inside half an hour, and just before the hour mark, Germany draw level in sensational fashion. It was patient build-up. It was a splendid set of interplaying passes and unlocking the Brazilian defence. Here is Zeca. Zeca combining with Luan. Back with Brazil. Searching to go back in front. Long range and wide. On the very biggest of days on the Olympic stage. Ball over the top. Germany! Well, Brandt's effort. Ball gathered inside the Maracanã. We hit 120 minutes. And with that, we are going to see penalties to decide the gold and silver medals. Weverton first on the line for Brazil. Matthias Ginter. A World Cup winner in Brazil with Germany. Looking to put Brazil on level terms in the penalty shootout. Weverton can't watch. Renato Augusto goes good. The former German-based midfielder strikes it cleanly, strikes it high. Gnabry, oh, nearly denied by Weverton. Marquinhos has been pushing for a regular starting berth at Paris Saint-Germain. Is that an outstanding tournament? Such great technique, so quick, but needs to score here to keep Brazil on 2-2, and does so. Searching for gold here. Well, tucks it in safely.
We made him wait too.
Precious little game time in recent years. The 23-year-old, son of a World Cup winner, Mazinho. Goes good, the Barcelona man. This is Zula to make it 4 from 4. Goes the right side as Weverton, but Zula, too powerful. His star has risen. Can he tuck this away? A little stutter in the run, but he does so, and it's 4-4 in the penalty shootout. Nils Petersen of Freiburg, one of the overage players for Germany, steps up. Denied by Weverton! Is it to be? He wrote his name in the history books for the quickest ever Olympic goal in the semi-final. After the Weverton save, he's gifted Neymar the opportunity to conclude it here. Neymar of Barcelona, of Brazil, gives Brazil their first ever World Cup Olympic gold medal. Such delight, sheer joy, and the pain of the 7-1 loss to Germany at the World Cup forgotten.
You couldn't have written the script any better. Neymar absorbed all the expectation and pressure. A 5-4 penalty shootout win to Brazil, and what a moment for a country that has felt so much pain.
Well, it's not enough that they've won the gold medal. With their 6th medal in Olympic football tournament history, they become the most successful and decorated in terms of number of medals won as well.
And as a host nation, Brazil, that was their 6th gold medal of the Games in Rio. And without a doubt, their most important. Neymar, following the match, said, "This is one of the best things that has happened in my life." And one of the football fans that was quoted by Reuters said, "Brazil could have won gold medals in everything, but if it hadn't been in football, then nothing would have counted." Oh, man, they were partying, and perhaps they maybe are still partying in Rio. Let's see what happened now in the gold medal match when it comes to water polo. It was Serbia up against Croatia.
The Olympic final in men's water polo at Rio 2016. Defending champions Croatia played Serbia for the gold medal. These countries share a border and the teams know each other well. But Serbia started as favourites after a hugely successful 2 years in the build-up to these Olympic Games. And they opened to scoring. Dusko Pietlovic finding the target during a 20-second exclusion for a Croatian player. In the second period, the Serbs opened up a 3-goal lead with this perfectly placed shot from their captain Živko Gocic. As half-time approached, Croatia began to make mistakes. Here, a missed catch. Meanwhile, the Serbian defence was solid, and even with an extra player advantage, Croatia couldn't threaten the Serbian goal. In the third quarter, the Serbian team added 3 more goals. Dusan Mandic's backhand shot, probably the best goal of this final. Croatia could not do enough in the final period to overcome the Serbian lead. And when Croatia missed this shot with just over 20 seconds remaining, the Serbian players began their gold medal celebrations. The final score, Serbia 11, Croatia 7. The bronze medal in the men's water polo at Rio 2016 was won by Italy. The silver medal went to Croatia. And the gold medalists and Olympic champions, Serbia.
Živko Gocic.
I'm enormously happy. It was our dream for a long time. In the past few years we won everything except Olympic gold, and this is how do you say, the dream comes true today with excellent opponent like Croatia. But from the very beginning to the last moment of the game, we were dominating in the water, and the result is, as you can see, I don't know, 10-7. So we are Olympic champions. This was the only one we missed. Now we have it. So that's it. That's all, folks. Thanks a lot. This is the second most beautiful time of my life. The first one was when I got my daughter. This one is the second. This is the generation who won everything with this. Today we are equal with the gods. No, really, it's like that. We trained for this. We cried in pain and everything. Thanks to my teammates, thanks to this wonderful crowd, Serbian, Brazilian, everybody who came today, because today is a historical day. Today we became Olympic, world and European champion. First time when I was in Brazil, 2010, I came here for vacation. Now I'm going back as a winner, and I will always remember Brazil like that. This is a team who started playing 2013. This is another team. But all the guys who were with us with those days have a part in this. But I don't have words, emotions. I'm now really thinking about the cigar in my room and some good scotch, because tonight I'm gonna smoke good cigar and drink the best whiskey.
Simply, they were just better physically and mentally, more prepared than us. We wanted this, but I think they were a better team. We didn't play our top level as they were, and this is the result, 4-goal difference for them.
What do you think you could have done better then?
Probably the preparation for the game. I don't know. We entered a little bit soft, I think. More preparation psychologically entering the game, I think. That's the key.
Obviously it's hard, having been the defending champions. Was the pressure there?
No, I think that there was no pressure there. The pressure was just to win the gold medal. We didn't thought 4 years, that's behind us, that's the past. This is now, and we wanted to win now this gold.
And that win over Croatia was Serbia's first Olympic gold medal in the sport of water polo. As we always do on This Is Rio, we encourage you to get involved in the show by making use of the hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. So, Tipsinardom Fanewami, what are people saying?
And your tweets are rolling in, and there's a beautiful one from TN God saying, thank you, sport at SABC, for great coverage of the Olympics. Thank you to our champion, one and all, Team SA. This is the spirit. But we're having an Instagram post that is actually confirming something from our Mbawizi. He's saying, our golden girl, Salute Mokhari, you never disappoint. Now it's time for the due honor. And here is something that is saying, Wednesday, 8 a.m., the day OR Tambo International Airport. So it seems like they're landing there. We'll confirm later. But we're going on an ad break right now, coming back with a whole lot more. Don't move, Joe.
Mouth-watering mountains of food you are powerless to resist. And before you know it, you've had too much.
If overindulgence leads to heartburn and indigestion, try Gaviscon Plus. Gaviscon Plus not only neutralizes excess stomach acids, but also creates a protective barrier in your stomach. Gaviscon Plus. Overindulgence under control.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with This is Rio. Well, Caster Semenya has made it a Super Semenya Sunday after she won that gold medal in the women's 800 meters in a new national record. We had another South African competing, and that was in the 5,000 meters. It was Elroy Gallant, but our national record holder was not at his best, where Mo Farah secured his double-double. Take a look at some highlights of what happened on the track last night.
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
And Mo content to stand at the start and just drop to the back as he so often does and let them sort themselves out and find out who's going to be where. And it is Edris of Ethiopia who is going to be the first of the runners from that nation. Gebra Meskel is the second of them, and just to identify the other one, Gebra Wet, he's got back to fourth last. Mo Farah is behind him at the moment. Mo Farah in front as they come to the top of the straight in the 5,000 metres. History is beckoning. Chalimo comes to the outside. He's going to be the danger. Mo's gritting his teeth. He's looking around. He's got Chalimo beaten, and he's walking in the footsteps of the great man from all those years ago. Farah wins. Chalimo gets second. And it was Gebra Wet who finished up in third place on the line. The world and Olympic record holders. There's the lineup for the final. Most of the interest in the middle of the field here. They'll keep their staggers, remember, for the first lap and a quarter. And it's Jamaica and the USA, you would think, are the big guns in this. Jamaica, the hardest to beat. Off off they go in the 4x4. And it's always a good idea to remember that this is the longest of the legs for whatever reason it might be. And already Jamaica and the USA are opening up a gap on Ukraine in lane 4. Great Britain running really well in lane 3. Australia also doing okay. Italy's been left behind for the time being physically. Poland leads from Canada off the back straight, but both the USA and Jamaica have run really good legs, as evidenced by the gap that they've got between themselves and the next two. Great Britain already up to Ukraine. The Great Britain runner, Ailey Doyle, she's gone out hard. She'll need to finish it off over the last 100 metres or so here. It's the USA going to the front now. Poland trying to hang in there. Jamaica will change in second place, and Canada will be in 4th place. And now Ailey Doyle did a pretty good run, and she was able to hang on, and Great Britain will be in 5th as they go to the back in the first changeover.
Really well judged end to that run from Courtney Akolo, because she really came through brilliantly for the United States. It's Natasha Hastings on second leg for them, with McLaughlin Wilby, the Jamaican, beginning to close, and a really good run there from the Briton Annika Honora to get the European nation back in the mix. But the two powerhouses are out front at the moment. Hastings from the Jamaican.
And a good run here from Poland. They have come past a few, and they're getting up to challenge for 3rd place. This has been a terrific leg by Wasyskiewicz of Poland, who's getting herself up into 4th place in clean change from both the USA and Jamaica. It's Canada in 3rd place. The Polish runner got balked there. Great Britain now back to 5th, is trying to shove Australia out of the way, but the Australian runner in Caitlin Sargent-Jones was able to get around the outside and goes up to join the Poles now as they go down the back straight. But the big two are a mile out in front, and it looks as though they're going to decide the gold medal at the moment. USA travelling comfortably. For the United States, it is Phyllis Francis, and don't forget she'll give it to the great Alison Felix. And for Jamaica, it is Sharika Jackson, the bronze medalist in the 400, and now she's starting to lift, and she's starting to close the gap, and there's not going to be much between them as they change. With a lap to go in the 4x4, the USA are going to hold it, and with Alison Felix running the last leg, you would think they would be favoured here. Novleen Williams-Mills, at 34 years of age, is going to try and run down the great champion. Great Britain has got it to 3rd now, and Christine Ohuraga is running for glory and running for a little place in history. Canada and Italy behind her. Down the back straight, the race is on. Felix leads by 2 metres. Novleen Williams-Mills with every stride is closing the gap. It's going to be one thing to catch her. It's going to be another thing to get past her. We know what a champion Alison Felix is. She has the lead by 2, 3. It's stretching out to 4. I think she's got Jamaica beaten. The United States, who won every edition of this since Atlanta in 1996, are going to do it again. Alison Felix runs away and takes her 6th Olympic gold medal. Jamaica will get 2nd. Christine Ohuraga is hanging on, and she will make a little bit of British history by getting the bronze in front of Canada, Ukraine, Poland, Australia and Italy. And the time is about to go up, but it was the USA all the way. The broad smile on the face of Alison Felix. Novleen Williams-Mills gave it her best. She got to within 2 metres down the back straight. As I said at the time, though, it's one thing catching Alison Felix. It's a whole other thing getting past her.
What an absolutely brilliant end to the women's track athletics programme. Men's relay coming up now, men's marathon tomorrow morning, but this is it as far as the track and field is concerned. Cuba on the outside. A silver medal for them in this event back in Barcelona in 1992. The United States are the world champions. The Bahamians are the Olympic champions. And Jamaica with a really, really good quartet who will fancy the job here tonight.
Set.
Silence for the start, but now the noise erupts as we wait to see which of the nations get out hard. Makwala is running down the back straight, trying to close down the Cuban. The Jamaican Peter Matthews is running well. He's beginning to eat into the lead of Julienne Watrin. And Makwala is closing the Cuban. The Bahamian, Alonzo Russell, trying to come through. And I wonder whether the Jamaicans gone too hard too early. Makwala leading for Botswana at the moment, but remember, this is the longest of the 4 legs, and even the legendary Isaac Makwala is beginning to tire just towards the end. Botswana with the Bahamas and the Americans very tight between the 3 of them as they set off towards the break down the back straight.
Matthews run himself to a standstill at the end, and Jamaica will only cross in about 5th spot. They might get it up to 4th. Almost a couple of races going on here. The USA has gone to the lead. Jamaica finds themselves back in 4th, and the Bahamas are nicely poised up in 3rd place.
So the Americans lead. A really good run this from McQuay. And now coming wide on the outside. What a finish to that leg by the Botswanans. Karabo Sibandas had the leg of his life there. USA from Botswana, from Jamaica. Belgium in 4th place. And the Bahamians have got some serious work to do there. They've got Stephen Gardner on the 3rd leg, and he's now coming up onto the Belgian shoulder. But this is an incredible effort from the Botswanans in 2nd place. The Jamaican is isolated here, and Gardner, the Bahamian, will have him in his sights. But how tight is this? It's Gil Roberts against Nkobolo of Botswana. Oh, and he stumbles. Gil Roberts almost lost his balance there. He's feeling the pressure. And now it will come down to LaShawn Merritt. America from Botswana, the Bahamians and Jamaica in 3rd and 4th. And will the Botswanan run out of steam, or will LaShawn Merritt pull away? Down the back straight. So much noise in the stadium. What an atmosphere, what a climax. One last gold. A Caribbean battle for the bronze, but they're dragging themselves back towards the leaders. Chris Brown and Javon Francis. And Brown's holding the battle at the moment, but Francis is a brilliant finisher in the relays. And surely no one is going to deny LaShawn Merritt a golden finish to a great games here in this stadium. The Americans have dared to conquer once more. Javon Francis with the silver, Chris Brown with the bronze. As Kevin Borley crashes to the ground in 4th. You have to take your hat off to the Americans. A great challenge from the Botswanans, which faded just towards the end of the race. Cometh the moment, cometh the powerhouse nations, and it is the Americans who take it 2:57.30. But how close did their race come to unravelling when Gil Roberts stumbled in the home straight towards the end of the 3rd leg?
Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed. Official sponsor of the South African Olympic and Paralympic teams. Telkom, proud sponsor of Speed.
Robert! We don't have much time. I'm sorry, but I couldn't be the man that you wanted me to be.
Entertainment begins when you pay your TV license in-store at over 10,000 outlets nationwide.
NutriDay Smart Snack presents.
No, what are you doing?
I'm finding the secret code, Mom.
It's back! The NutriDay Snackpot Jackpot! Buy any NutriDay yogurt. Find the promo code on the pack. Send in your promo code. Keep your tail slip, and you could win 1,000 Rand every hour, every day! You won! And you, too, could be a winner!
Come on, Mom, let's enter.
Enter now and visit the Facebook page every day to see the winners.
Hey, na 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 na. Ooh ooh. Na 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 na. Just take control. You know you got to keep on screaming. Hey, I am the thing that you want. Got no need to front. Yeah, we got the cream. We got the cream. Hey, I am the thing that you want. Got no need to.
I can't sleep.
Can't sleep? There's a show for that.
Hey, na 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 na.
And we're quickly coming to the end of our final edition of This is Rio. And this is how the medal table looks, with the final day of competition still to come in the next couple of hours, due to get underway. South Africa, a total of 10 medals. We will have the opportunity to add to that, with 3 athletes in the men's marathon and 2 athletes in the men's mountain bike cross-country event. So how have the medals been won so far in Rio? Well, 5% of the medals that have been handed out so far have come the way of the African continent. You'll be able to see highlights of what happens in today's events on the SABC 2 Main Olympic live show between 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. But for this show, where we've been bringing you the highlights every single day of the Olympic Games, of what happened the previous day, this is how we say goodbye. And on this note, I'm going to have to ask you, Tips, what has been your highlights of the Games?
Chet Claw, Cameron van der Berg, Sunet, Schoeman, Caster, Bolt, Wade Dreamer, records broken. Man, we have been part of Rio. We didn't go there for sightseeing, but we did everything. A final tweet is summing up everything and saying, thank you for representing South Africa well, Mokadi. So this is Rio.
You know what? If I have to think about my highlights, there's just too many to actually pick out. But South Africa, if you are in Gauteng, let us fill out OR Tambo International when our team arrive home. Our South African athletes have given us so many reasons to celebrate that I am getting ready, and I'm inspired to wait for the next 4 years, where Tokyo will once again host the Olympic Games after they hosted their very first Olympic Games back in 1964. There is so much to be proud of and so much to be thankful for when it comes to our South African athletes.
You know what?
It's
been
been wonderful.
Rio. Take your bow. And this is Rio. Hashtag Let's Go Rio 2016. Keep those tweets coming, even if the Olympics are over for us. But we like to say, Lelo Mzaka, you've helped us run this show, and it was this because of you and all people at home.
You guys have helped to make it happen. Thank you so much for being with us for the duration of the Olympic Games. From each and every single one of us that has brought you this show, it's a goodbye. Have a blessed Sunday, and until we meet again, goodbye. We leave you with shots of the team that has been bringing you This is Rio. Disco.
A trickle of water, a breath of fresh air, A closer look at the world around you. Discover hidden secrets.